Hoffman.
Hey, Javi, very exciting game, obviously, but, still a tie, not a win. But can you just assess the play of, you had 5 homegrown players out there. Most of I think they were all under 21 years old, and then 6 by the end of the game. Can you just talk about the youth of this team? But it still wasn't enough. I mean, exciting, but still a tie as opposed to a win. How do you feel about it? Thank you.
Yeah, hi Michelle, depending the way that we look at the game, of course that I talk with the players, we come in here to DC United to looking for the 3 points, that was our target, and we had it. I think that was a close game. We had it, then in the end of the game, we could lose the game. But like you say, Michelle, we have 5 home runs on the field, right? And we finished with 6, right? And it's not because I was the coach in the academy, I bring players because it's right now it's all what we have. But I'm so proud, I'm so proud and so happy to give those players the opportunity because believe me, they have DPs on the field and we have home runs and the kids compete. Could we win the games? Yes. Could we lose the game at the end? Yes. But I think we compete well. And I'm so proud, of the team because I think they competing, and performance much better.
Ian Hest, then Franco Panizo.
Hey, Javi, thank you, Rafa. Javi, you had to sub off Nico again tonight. If you just have an update on his status, and to that point, pretty much every match that you've been in charge of this team, you've had to make one of those first half subs. How challenging has that been for you to try and navigate throughout this entire process, to always be on that back foot?
Yeah, believe me, you can tell, right, that how tough it was, but for me, was a great experience because since my first game, when I got that red card, when we got that red card at the 5 minutes into the game, I started to make decisions, first half, second half, injured players, we had 2 ACLs, in 6 games, Franco Negri and Coco Quarantine, all of those decisions I had to force to make it. And then, when I start to play, the young kids, everyone, when the first time I say, no, Alan is going to play as a left center back, they look at me and I was crazy. Because the good thing was I know the kids, I know the players, I know them from the academy and I know how they can respond. But Nico, I think it's sprained ankle, and we had to see probably tomorrow how bad it is. But I hope, it wasn't that bad, but he couldn't finish the game. But, I had to handle, it's no excuses. And I think, today we make a right decision to put in ball right there as a right wing back and Benja, as a midfielder. I think it changed for us the game a little bit.
Franco Panizo, then Sydney.
Gracias, Rafa. Javi en español, sí, está bien. Bueno, este fue tu último partido en cargo del equipo y como hablaste el jueves, ha sido una etapa de transición para el equipo. Pero han mostrado cosas buenas, han sacado 3 empates seguidos, el rendimiento también ha mejorado pese a no tener varios jugadores importantes atrás. ¿Qué sensaciones o qué más te resalta sobre el equipo a este momento, quizás en comparación al inicio de cuando tú tomaste el mando? Gracias.
Sí, la realidad es que yo me quedo con eso, ¿no? A la hora de analizar el partido, si nosotros analizamos los resultados, muchas veces un poco injusto, ¿no? Sobre todo en los 3 primeros partidos que no tuvimos, ni siquiera el de la Open Cup, no tuvimos tiempo de entrenar. Nosotros tuvimos tiempo de entrenar a partir el partido previo a Filadelfia. Entonces, con esas 2 semanas que nosotros tuvimos de entrenamiento, yo he notado un cambio en el equipo y positivo. Primero, porque no teníamos jugadores, los jugadores que, por ejemplo, Kamal, DeAndre, Gregory, Mota, no teníamos jugadores. Sergi estaba en la selección también, perdimos varios jugadores. Así todos nosotros hemos respondido, ¿no? con chicos en los cuales han entendido la idea de juego y hoy por hoy yo me quedo con eso, me quedo que más allá de las ausencias, el equipo en los últimos 4 partidos ha mostrado una identidad de que cuando tiene el balón intenta jugar. intentamos jugar, intentamos construir, que cuando lo perdemos todos trabajamos y todos tratamos de recuperarlo, ¿sí? Y seguramente cometeremos errores porque somos un equipo muy joven, como dije hoy terminamos con 6 home runs, pero el análisis final para mí es muy positivo. Esto me demuestra que nada, que con estas armas que nosotros tuvimos, esta transición seguramente para el Tata ahora va a ser mucho mejor porque el equipo ya se ve con una identidad y una idea de juego que por lo que he hablado con el Tata es la misma idea.
Next question, Sydney, then Jose.
Javi, you mentioned a little bit Benja, and of course, getting his first MLS goal. You've, of course, through your time at the academy, have been very formational in his development. You kind of hit on it earlier, but as a coach, you have to be really proud to see that moment come together. Just what's going through your mind watching him score that goal and then the celebration afterwards?
Yeah, no, to be honest, I know Benja, from the academy since they won here, right, to the club. And I told him, before the game, hey, it's gonna be my last game, you're not gonna score a goal. Because in the academy, like he used to score a lot of goals for me. And finally, he get it, but he deserved it, I'm so proud, not just for the goal, the performance that he has been doing, in the last few games, is the Benjamin that I know. And I'm so happy because he has a bright future, he's a young kid, 18 years old. I'm so happy for him and his family.
Do you feel that he's gradually making a case for himself to get a regular starting role with the team at this point, or does he still have some ways to go before that happens?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Do you feel that moving forward, he can be considered maybe as a much more regular starter, or do you feel he has some ways to go before he gets to that point?
Yeah, that is a question that should be for Tata. He's gonna make the decision from now on forward. But what I would say is, like, I spoke with Tata in the past, and he's very happy with the young players. Not just Benja. Like Ian Frey, Allen, David. Like, I don't know if they're gonna play much or not, but he's happy with them, and that is a good thing.
Jose, then Javier.
Gracias, Rafa. Javi, ¿qué es lo que tú quieres que los aficionados de Inter Miami sepan sobre este grupo, específicamente sobre el tiempo que tú trabajaste con ellos, sobre su disposición, su energía? Sobre todo pensando porque quizás los resultados muchas veces no nos han permitido ver muchas cosas que tú sí has tenido a la vista. Muchas gracias.
Sí, yo lo que le dije a los chicos ahora, como este fue mi último partido como entrenador, les agradecí porque desde el día 1 conmigo ellos han tenido todos, no solo de los jóvenes, sino también de los grandes, de Leo Campana, de Joseph, de Dixon, todos han tenido una actitud impecable conmigo. La verdad no me puedo quejar de eso, me han respondido. Nos hemos enojado, hemos discutido, pero siempre queremos lo mejor para el Inter Miami. Lo que a mí me gustaría que el aficionado empiece a ver de ahora en más es esto, que ellos vean un equipo que va a pelear. Nosotros vinimos acá, más allá de que tuvimos los chicos, los homegrowns en cancha, nosotros vinimos a pelear el partido. Y creo que se vio, competimos, sí, cometimos errores o no, pero hasta último momento tratamos de ir a buscar el partido. Cuando jugamos en casa con Columbus, cuando jugamos con Austin. Entonces, lo que me gustaría ver, o que me gustaría que ellos sepan, es que vamos a ser un equipo que vamos a ir a buscar los resultados. Especialmente ahora, seguramente en esta ventana, van a venir nuevos jugadores y seguramente nos van a dar ese falto de ese toque final que este equipo necesita, ¿no? Pero la verdad que estoy muy agradecido con los jugadores.
Last two questions, Javier, and then Javier.
Javier, good evening. We talk about the young players on the team and they've done really well, but you are a young coach. This is your first experience at this level. What have you gained? What have you learned in these games? Because there've been some tough and some weird games. What have you learned that's going to help you in your career moving forward?
Yeah, to be honest, it was a master for me. Like it was like 5 weeks, I think 5 weeks, and something like that. But since I say it in Spanish, right? So my first game, you know, like when I start the game, 5 minutes into the game, and I got a red card, you know, on the team. So I had to start to make decisions, you know, right away. Then players that got injured, players getting called to the national team, you know, I had to start to play the young players. We don't have enough time to train, you know, like there was like a roller coaster for me. But finally, you know, like I start to see, you know, even in this short period, I start to see, you know, like the team I would like to coach, you know, a team who can compete, a team who is looking forward to score goals, a team that is not just brave without the ball, also with the ball, you know, like today, you know, like we try to build up from the back with Noah, Ale, Murian, Frey, with Sergi, and that is what I want to see. You know, I'm so happy, and to be honest, so proud, not just with the players, also with the staff that have me in this transition. But of course, you know, I take a lot of positive things from this process.
Last question, Javier.
Profesor Morales, buenas noches. Muy sinceras felicitaciones por el trabajo que usted hizo con Inter Miami, se vio el progreso. Sin embargo, dentro del legado y la información que usted le pasa al Tata Martino, es posible que usted comente el detalle de la consistencia en los errores individuales que a veces hace que se empaten partidos o se ganen partidos o se pierdan partidos.
Sí, a ver, yo creo que el Tata es una persona muy inteligente y ha estado en el fútbol durante mucho tiempo. Tampoco necesita que yo le ande diciendo todas las cosas, él creo que los ve. Pero sí te puedo decir lo que yo pienso, ¿no? Por un lado, estamos hablando de errores individuales y muchas veces pasan por dos cosas: por falta de jerarquía o por falta de experiencia. Entonces, si nosotros analizamos este equipo, es un equipo que tiene muchos jugadores jóvenes. Entonces, ¿cómo aprendes? Se aprende de dos maneras: escuchando o cometiendo errores. Y bueno, lamentablemente, cuando tenemos tantos jugadores jóvenes dentro del campo, se cometen ciertos errores, pero no lo miro tanto por ese lado, lo miro desde el otro lado, de decir que hemos jugado con jugadores muy jóvenes, de los cuales han respondido, han jugado con personalidad, y no sé la verdad cuántos equipos terminan jugando con 6 homegrowns de visitante y empatando ante un rival muy difícil, ¿no? Como DC, que se hace fuerte en casa. Así que estoy muy contento con ellos.
And that concludes Javier Morales press conference. Thank you.
Thank you.
Short